So I just finished the process for soaking the zinnia seeds in hydrogen peroxide and water. So what the process looks like is you have to have a 3% hydrogen peroxide solution, and so I got that from CVS. Now, the parts of water to hydrogen peroxide does vary on the internet, so I opted to do the 1 tablespoon of peroxide and 10 tablespoons of water. The time also varies. The time limit was between 15 to 30 minutes, and so I opted to do 20 minutes. So I soaked 20 of these zinnia, well, fairy morse zinnias, and they are the giant double violet queen variety. And so the next step is to rinse them really good, and then I'm going to go ahead and directly sow them in the garden. And the reason we are doing this process is because in my prior video I mentioned I'm having some issues with blight already with my zinnias in my flower tester bed. And so hopefully increasing my spacing and soaking them in this solution will help to decrease that. From what I read, soaking them in the hydrogen peroxide solution can help to remove some of that fungus or bacteria from the seeds. So we'll see if this makes a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse these off really good, and then I'm going to directly sow them in the garden. So stay tuned for that update. Now, this is part 2 of the zinnia seed process. So when I first started this flower tester bed, I had 2 rows, but this time around, I'm only going to do 1 row of zinnias, but I'm going to be mindful in how I space them. So I think I want to do more so of a zigzag pattern instead of in a straight row. Another thing I forgot to mention in the other video is that with the hydrogen peroxide solution and water, it was also said that it could help increase germination because the hydrogen can help increase oxygenation to the seeds. So we'll see. That's just some information that I received from the internet. So now let's get into the process of planting these zinnia seeds. I have them still here in my little strainer that I used when I was rinsing them off really good, because you do want to rinse off the excess solution. And so now I'm just going to do my zigzag pattern, and then I'm going to sprinkle them in. And I like to cover my seedlings with vermiculite, so I'm going to create the zigzag pattern, sprinkle the seeds, and cover them with vermiculite, and we will go from there. Stay tuned. So I've created the zigzag pattern, and the pattern starts over here, and then it zigzags here like so, and it appears to be a little bit more than 6 inches, and that is what I want. And so now I have the seeds here, and so I'm just going to sprinkle or place 2 seeds per like corner. Even though I have 20 seeds, that should be, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I did 2 per corner, that would be about 12. So I may do 3 per corner, which will be 18. And there's not a guarantee that, you know, all of these will germinate. So I'm hoping that with the spacing, instead of them being in a straight line with the spacing, that can help with their airflow. So we will see. I probably should have done, maybe if I wanted to do 2 seeds, maybe 12, but because there's not a guarantee that they're all going to germinate, I think I am safe in doing the 20. So some of the corners will have a little more than the other, but hey, that's okay. So we have 3 right here. And so we'll just sprinkle those 3 in this little corner. And I'll do that for each corner. The good thing is these are wet, so they are a little bit easier to pick up. If they were smaller, I probably would use maybe one of my little wooden like sticks, because they would probably be difficult to pick up. And then we have one more corner over here. So now each corner has 3, and then I have 2 left. So I'm just going to put it at this edge over here, and hopefully that should be okay. So now I'm going to sprinkle some vermiculite to stay green, and I don't have to worry about watering anything because I've already watered my garden this morning. And so I'm just going to sprinkle this vermiculite, which you can see the zigzag pattern a little more with the vermiculite. And that will be it. And so we'll wait to see if there is a difference with germination as well as health of our zinnias seeds. All right. As always, learning as we grow. Stay tuned and chat soon.